Welcome to our summer days in the country. Today I'll be sharing with you some recent travel that has inspired my kitchen this week, also some new home decor as we freshen up the back porch of our farmhouse. Let's clean, shop, decorate, and cook, and finally get this farmhouse ready for all things summer. I'm going to turn off these fans first, and we are going to start from the top down just like we would cleaning a house. Do you hear that roar? Well, the days are warming up around here and I am ready for it. I have so many projects I want to work on around here, but today I just felt the need to wash the back porch. We haven't done this in a while. I don't think we even did it last summer with the new baby around. So it was just kind of filthy on the walls. So I gave it a good power washing. Then as you can see, this is what real farmhouse windows look like, just caked with the dust. I can't believe how much dust was in my windowsills. So I wanted to make sure all of it was cleaned up because I found myself lately not wanting to sit on our front porch in the mornings, even though the weather has been beautiful. The ceiling fans were basically mud on top. So it feels so much better having this like a fresh, clean slate. Now it's time to put all of the furniture back and take a look at some of the things we're putting back on the porch. Let's try to declutter as we go here. Now, I wish we would have had time to really power wash the deck because we also need to stain it this summer, but I did not have time today, so we're just working little by little today. Now, with summer in full swing, we have been on the go between baseball and activities and running with my husband on a quick trip for work to Arkansas. It's quite the road trip with our family of 6, but we were able to eat at a few fun places, which I will share more about here soon. As always, one of my favorite things about traveling around is trying the different restaurants. Before we left Fort Smith, I had my husband take me to the local Hobby Lobby. It had been a while since I had visited, and I knew I wanted to shop around for a little bit more patriotic decor to add to my collection. I was drawn to these little boats. I thought they were cute, but I think we're still kind of on the fence on whether or not we are going to be doing any entertaining this 4th of July or if it's just going to be really low key. To be determined. So I didn't pick up any of those today, but I did have fun looking around the store at all of the new things and just some of those tried and true pieces. I'll be sure to share my haul with you in just a minute. I really do like to pick up these seasonal paper items. They are disposable, of course, but I always feel good just having those little decorative things that I don't have to necessarily store at a later date. Sometimes it's just the little things that make the season feel a little bit more special. I also really liked these metal candle votive things. At least that's what I was thinking I would use it for. You could use it for multiple things. I mean, I guess you could even put the paper straws in them that we saw earlier. I also thought these little glass vases were cute. They kind of reminded me of a little vintage or antique vase you might find while thrifting. And then they have garlands galore at the store. I did find myself kind of drawn to this twine and wooden one because it matches a hand towel that I bought last year. I didn't end up picking it up today, but it's still been on my mind if we do in fact have a large party of some sort. I also had to check out the pinwheels. I think these are cute, but they don't necessarily match the ones that I have. The ones I have are from Target years ago, and I wish I could find them again because I would stock up on more of them. I just love the colors of them. They're a little bit more like muted and darker, deeper tones. And of course, being the entertainer that I am, I was also drawn to these little folding fans. I wish I could have seen what they would have looked like open. And then the tic-tac-toe board was also really cute, and I felt like good quality. Everything was currently 40% off when I was there, so I felt like it was a decent price too. And then the Berenstein Bears. I was so tempted by this because who doesn't love the Berenstein Bears? I also like to look in the unexpected aisles for patriotic decor, like these plates that were blue and red. I feel like you could easily use those red ones at Christmas as well as the 4th of July. I really like having open-ended decor like that that goes further than one season. While I love a good summer routine, sometimes I lack motivation. And one of the ways I've been combating that is taking some classes on a few different things that I'm interested in, redoing my goals for the year. And I've been doing all of this with Skillshare, who happens to be the sponsor of today's video. You've probably heard me talk about Skillshare before. It is one of my favorite online learning communities. They have thousands of classes in countless categories, so you're sure to find something that you're interested in. Whether it's marketing and design or videography, or just bettering yourself, staying motivated and setting new goals for the year, it is a great place to find motivation and learn something new. One of my favorite things that Skillshare has is a mobile app, which makes it really handy to learn new things on the go, which in the summertime is especially handy and important. As I'm chasing a little one in the background, I have to have it on an app or I may not get to it. So I love that they have a mobile app. It makes learning on the go super simple, and I can always mirror it to my TV if I want to do that while I'm folding laundry of an evening, or if I need to rock the baby for a little while. Now, Skillshare has some really deep dive videos and classes that you can learn a ton of knowledge on a certain topic, but I love that they also have little bite-sized classes for you, like the one that I'm currently taking with Bonnie Christine, and it's called the Goal Getter Mini. It's under 20 minutes, and I have been so excited to reset my goals and to gain some more clarity on where I want to go for the rest of this year. If you want to try Skillshare and learn something new for yourself this summer, be sure to use my link in the description box below. The first 500 people to use that link will get 20% off of their first year of Skillshare. Thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video and keeping me motivated and learning all summer long. All right, let's get back to our clean back porch and see what we can do to add some patriotic touches. I decided to pull out those pink flowers. I'm going to replace them with something white and then throw some of these flags into the arrangement. Here is what I picked up at Hobby Lobby. I went ahead and grabbed more flags because I knew I had some I needed to replace. I went ahead and got 100 of the paper straws because I figure even if we don't have a party, that's something fun that my kids can use all summer. You got me with the tic-tac-toe. I had to grab that one. It was such a good quality piece, and I thought perfect for my kids right now on the back porch. They really love playing that, and I thought this would be a fun way for them to make memories on the back porch. Speaking of making memories, it's been hot out today, and they have been busy in the shop painting these large sticks. They're making what they're calling baseball bats, but I'm just letting them make a mess and go with it because I am in my element up here on the porch for now. As long as they're safe and a mess is being made, I'm sure it's all gonna work out.
I'm trying to put it on the sides, like, yeah.
As you can see, little sister would rather hang out with me and do some decorating on the back porch. I'm gonna hang this large flag here for now, but it does cover where our TV is usually placed. So we just have the mount there, and then there's a similar one inside so we can bring that TV in and out. But it's really nice when you have a fun, nice evening to watch like The Sandlot on the back porch. That is such a core memory for me over the past couple of years with our kiddos. But this deck is feeling so much better. I honestly can't wait until we can really power wash it and stain it because I was a little disappointed that it still looked so dirty on the floor, but it definitely smells more fresh up here, and it's just feeling so much more ready for summer at this point. I thought I'd tell you a little bit more about our Arkansas adventures in case you find yourself on the open road this summer too in that country. We stopped in Springdale, Arkansas and ate at Patrick's Burgers, and I would highly, highly recommend. It was so delicious. My boys thought it was the best burger they've ever had. Ren and I had the Pickle Wiggle, I think it was called, which was like a fried pickle ranch on top of a burger. and it was just so good. It hit the spot with some onion rings. I just love a good restaurant with some history. So I always try, if we have time, to stop at places like this instead of fast food, maybe support local where we can when we travel. And usually during the day, if my husband has to work, I have a little bit of time to research the area before dinner. We also found ourselves in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and we visited Newmeyer's Rib Room. Correct me or forgive me if I'm wrong, but the Rib Room is definitely worth a trip. This is actually our second time eating here, and it's always a go-to. They had a generous kids menu, and I had this loaded baked potato with smoked pulled chicken and a creamy coleslaw on top, and I have been dreaming about making something similar ever since. I also had to take the mom tax off of my kids' meal. So tonight, back at home, I thought I would make some baked potatoes and we would just have our own loaded baked potato, even though I don't have all of the correct ingredients. I've just been craving that ever since. And I also thought it would be an easy summertime meal. You could also do baked potatoes in a crock pot. I know I've seen people do that before if you don't want to heat up the kitchen, but this made for such an easy dinner because all I had to do was prep the potatoes, and then I already had some pulled pork in the freezer ready to go. Thank you to my mama. But I'm a big believer in general about having cooked proteins ready to go in the freezer. So on busy nights or on nights you don't feel like cooking, or maybe you're washing the back deck, you can just heat up that meat in a skillet and throw it into whatever you're making for the night. So for my potatoes, I am just giving them a little bit of an avocado oil and a garlic salt rub down. Give them a little massage here. I usually throw them in a pretty hot oven around 375 to 400 so they get a little bit crispy on the skins. I know that's not how everybody likes their baked potatoes, but that has become one of our favorite ways of making them. Now, just to be sure we have everything ready to go to top our potatoes, I am going to go ahead and mince up the other half of this onion that I, for some reason, had sitting in the fridge. This is kind of one of those meals you can also clean out the refrigerator as you go. If you have some leftover veggies, you could saute and just throw them on top of your potatoes. Cover it with a little cheese and call it a meal. I mean, that's typically how our summertime meals go. We're usually outside as much as possible, whether we're working on the porch or the greenhouse or in the garden. There's always something to do around here, and we need some simple, quick meals that will definitely fill the bellies of my hungry kiddos.
Mine's a pink. It kind of looks like a rainbow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it kind of looks like...
Sure. We definitely like to take a lot of summertime walks around here. I like to go in the morning and in the evening while it's not in the heat of the day. And Reese had been begging me all afternoon to go and pick a bouquet of flowers because we had been seeing so many beautiful wildflowers and perennials growing along the roadside. So we decided after dinner to go and take a stroll and make ourselves a little bouquet. am stepping back into the kitchen this morning. I feel like I need to get caught up on a few things like washing the eggs and getting them put away for the week, and also trying my hand at some homemade yogurt. I have still not jumped on the homemade yogurt bandwagon, but my kids love yogurt, and every time I buy it, it's usually selfishly for myself, and they end up eating all of it before I get to eat any of it myself. So it gets kind of expensive to buy Greek yogurt and as quickly as my kids go through it. So I thought I might try making some homemade yogurt and see if I can make it in a way that they would appreciate it. Maybe I can finally keep yogurt stocked in our refrigerator a little bit longer than a few days. And now that we have the porch cleaned off and decorated for the 4th of July, I am anxious to get out there this morning while the baby takes her morning nap. If I continue to call her the baby forever, just bear with me. She will always be baby Ruth. It doesn't matter that she's over a year and that we're nearing the toddler ages. No, wait a minute. Okay. Speaking of toddler ages, what in the world has Ranger done? Ranger? Talking to you. He knows he did something wrong. We have a little bit of a puppy issue around here, and we're already ripping up my decor. So lovely. I swear, if it's not my kids, it's the dogs. Every day. I feel like I've been staying so busy around here just slinging 3 meals a day at these kids that I haven't had a whole lot of time to get on my computer. So this morning I am trying to focus for just a few minutes to get through some emails and work. And then before I know it, I'm going to have to get back into the kitchen and make them some lunch. The yogurt here is finally at the right temperature. It's cooled down a bit. Then you throw in some yogurt to add the cultures to it. Now I'm going to sit it in my stove with the light on, and I went ahead and put that bowl full of the hot water in there too, which I'm glad I did because I think that really helped to bring up the temperature in my oven to keep it nice and warm all day. It did take a full 8 hours for it to get thickened up, so stay tuned. If I decide that I can become a ninja at making homemade yogurt, I will be sure to share that with you. Today, I am a ninja at using leftovers. I chopped up all of those potatoes we had last night, threw all of the ingredients into a skillet, heated it through, and we're having more of a hash today. I added cottage cheese and a side salad with some homemade Greek yogurt dressing for a little added protein on mine. It was a big lunchtime meal that is just fueling me for the entire afternoon of shenanigans. One thing I do want to accomplish this afternoon is finally getting our buntings out on the front porch. I may have mentioned in the last video, I usually put out all of my patriotic decor around Memorial Day weekend, and then I just let it live here on the front porch until Labor Day, at least Labor Day typically. But this year I felt like we were a little behind getting things done with all the tornado action we had in May. And I think I was just really tired after the end of the month there. So I feel good to get this out here today. It makes it truly feel like summer here at the farmhouse and definitely brightens up our front porch. Before we know it, we will have a garden begging to be tended to and canning projects going in the kitchen. So I love setting all of this up now so we can enjoy it all summer long.